Today, I'll walk you through step by step how to map variables and work with the mapping panel in Make, one of the most essential skills you need to build powerful automations. Make, formerly known as Integromat, is a visual automation platform that lets you connect apps and move data between them automatically. And understanding how to map data correctly is what separates a basic scenario from one that actually does something useful. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Before you can map anything, Make needs to know what data it's working with. This is the step that trips up a lot of beginners, and it's the most important one to get right before you touch anything else. You need to generate test data first, because Make doesn't know what fields or values your trigger or source module will produce until it has actually run and retrieved a real sample. To do this, right-click on your trigger module, or whichever source module is feeding data into your workflow, and choose Run this module only from the context menu that appears. Make will execute just that one module in isolation and pull back a live response from the connected app. You'll know it worked when you see a green checkmark and a bundle count appear above the module. That bundle is a snapshot of real data: names, email addresses, order IDs, timestamps, whatever your source app returns, and Make stores it so every downstream module can see exactly what fields are available. If the module runs but returns 0 bundles, double check your filters or ensure there's actually data in the source app to retrieve, because an empty response means you'll have no variables to work with later. With your test data in place, it's time to open the mapping panel. Navigate to the module that will receive data, your target module, and click on it to open its configuration window. Inside that window, you'll see all the input fields for that particular app or action. Things like a recipient email address, a subject line, a row value, or a message body. Click your cursor inside any one of those editable fields, and the mapping panel will slide open on the right side of the screen. This panel is a data tree that shows you every variable produced by every module that ran before this one in your scenario. Think of it as a live catalog of all the information Make has collected so far and is ready to hand off. The panel is context aware, meaning it only shows you the variables that could logically flow into the field you've clicked, so you don't have to hunt through irrelevant data. Now let's look at how to actually select and use those variables. Inside the mapping panel, you'll notice the variables are organized into groups, each labeled with the name and unique ID number of the module that produced them. This numbering matters when you have several modules of the same type in one scenario. The ID tells you exactly which step the data came from, so you never accidentally grab a value from the wrong place. To insert a variable, simply click on the colored bubble next to its name, and it will drop directly into the input field you have active. Each bubble is color-coded by data type, purple for text, yellow for numbers, and so on, which gives you a quick visual cue about whether the value will work in that particular field. If your data includes complex structures, meaning arrays or collections where one item contains multiple nested pieces of information, you'll see small toggle arrows next to the parent item. Click those arrows to expand the collection and drill down into its nested values, selecting exactly the specific subfield you need rather than the whole object. Here's where Make's mapping truly becomes powerful. You are not limited to inserting a single variable. You can freely combine multiple dynamic tokens and fixed text within the same input field all at once. For example, imagine you're building an email and you want the subject line to read "Hello, Fernsehen Leisname. Your order is ready." You'd click into the subject field, type the word "hello" as plain text, then click the first name bubble from the mapping panel to insert it. Add a space, click the last name bubble and finish typing "your order is ready." Make treats that entire entry as one continuous value, stitching the static text and the dynamic tokens together seamlessly each time the scenario runs. This approach works for any input field in any module, and it gives you precise, personalized outputs without any coding required. A best practice tip here: always preview the full assembled value in your head before saving, just to confirm the spacing and punctuation make sense, because a missing space between a first name and a last name is the kind of small error that looks unprofessional at scale. Once you've mapped all the fields you need, save the module configuration and run a full test of your scenario to confirm everything flows correctly end to end. Watch the data as it passes through each module and verify that the output of your target module matches exactly what you expected. If a field shows up blank or contains the wrong value, return to the mapping and check whether you selected the variable from the correct module ID. And that's it. You now know how to generate test data, navigate the mapping panel, select variables, and combine them with fixed text inside Make. This single skill unlocks almost everything else you'll build on the platform, because every advanced scenario ultimately comes down to moving the right data into the right field at the right time. From here, a great next step is to explore Make's built-in functions, which let you transform variables on the fly, formatting dates, converting text to uppercase, extracting parts of a string, and much more. Save this video to come back to whenever you need a refresher, and I'll see you in the next one.